So Brittany Griner came home. She was in a Russian prison for since January, almost a year. She was in there for carrying a vape, or accused of carrying a vape that had weed in it. Russia has really strict laws about that type of thing. But it wasn't the fact that you could have said she broke the law, I guess, in Russia, but they saw her as a bargaining chip, which is why you saw them exercise unharsh or harsher penalties than some feel she should. I mean, I think she was sentenced to like 10 years in jail or something like that. She finally came home. The U.S. did a bargain with homie that, if you saw the movie, Lord of War with Nick Cage, that guy, the U.S., I think he was in jail for like 10 years or something. Here, we did a prisoner swap. Bada bing, bada boom. Brittany Griner's home. I see, of course, a lot of people championing the fact that she is home. You know, nobody, whether how you feel about weed or whatever, I think everybody felt that the punishment was excess. The punishment was harsh. And it did shine a light on the fact that a lot of players, especially in the WNBA, and in fact, mostly in the WNBA, have to go overseas because they cannot afford to just play in the WNBA, which is crazy to think about. But why did I talk about compounding? Why did I talk about lumping things together? Because while there is a group of people that are championing the fact that Brittany Griner's home, they're happy that she's home, there are a group of people that are upset that she's home. And they're upset that she's home because there's also another prisoner in Russia named Paul Whelan. He was not arrested for a vape pen. He was arrested for espionage. He was accused of espionage. I think he's been there for like 6 years now. And you saw people, or 4, I think. You saw people wonder how the U.S. was able to get Brittany Griner, but not able to get Mr. Whelan. They were saying, you see people saying, if Paul Whelan could shoot a ball, he would be out. Here's the thing. I want everybody to come home that deserves to come home. I do think Paul Whelan deserves to come home. But you also have to realize, just like anywhere, weed in a vape pen is looked at a tad bit differently than espionage. And while if he did or not, I don't know. But what I do know is it don't matter who you are, bro. They're not going to look at weed and espionage the same way. Meaning they wanted more for Paul than I guess the U.S. was able to accommodate at the time. Look here, this ain't a political podcast. I don't know. But I do know this. Apparently the family is still, or in the U.S., Biden is still trying to get Paul Whelan. But let's celebrate the fact that a person, whether basketball, whether whatever she was, a person is back home. I don't want to damper the fact that Brittany Griner is back home. Yes, we would love Paul Whelan to be back as well, but Brittany Griner is home. That doesn't minimize Paul Whelan. That doesn't maximize or inflate Brittany Griner. She's probably going to need therapy after this. Let's be real here. Being in jail for like almost a year, I would know, but I'm going to assume especially a Russian jail, and she was moved to like one of the toughest camps or imprisonments there, she might need some therapy. But I don't want people to kill Brittany Griner coming home because somebody else wasn't home. I'm happy for Brittany Griner. I'm happy that she's back. I'm not going to say very vocal, but I understood that she broke the law, which is in Russia. But I did think that it was excessive, the punishment for the crime. So I'm glad that she's back. I hope that if she wants to, that's another thing that because everyone's like, well, I hope she gets back on the court this season. Maybe she doesn't want to hoop. I don't know. If she wants to hoop, and when she's ready to hoop, I would love to see her back on the court. I wouldn't, if I was her, I wouldn't have nothing to do with Russia, like at all. And again, it goes back to a bigger situation. I've talked about it on this podcast several times, but it goes back to a bigger situation. We have to there shouldn't be, look, we understand that people make different amounts of money and revenue is different for different sports. Basketball players make more than football players. Nobody outside of, international soccer players makes more than baseball players. Hell, we're going to talk about later on in the show about Aaron Judge. But the WNBA continues to grow in popularity year after year. I feel like a broken record at this point because I think I talked about this last episode. It continues to grow in popularity. And with that, the pay should go up. Again, Kelsey Plum, I don't remember the podcast she was on, so shout out to that podcast. Sorry, I don't remember the name. But Kelsey Plum was talking about they don't even get paid from the sales of their name, of their jerseys, of their likeness. Which is crazy to me because that's where most of the profit would come from. You know how many little girls I see walking around wearing Breonna Stewart, wearing Asia Wilson, wearing Kelsey Plum jerseys? Hell, Breonna Stewart has a Puma shoe. I'm sure she's getting paid for it, but I'm just saying that the fact that they don't even get paid for jersey sales is crazy. Then it makes you think, what the hell are they putting into it? Because we remember the fight that they've had about chartered flights and the flights. Where is this money going? I don't know, but I'm not going to compound it like I just talked about. I'm happy for Brittany Griner for coming home. I hope that she takes her time in the decision of if and when she does hoop again. Again, somebody that was imprisoned harshly punished for something that she did is home, and I'm happy. And last point on that, I do hope that Paul Whelan comes home soon. I do. I think he's a Marine, or I think he's like a vet or something like that. So, I do wish for his return. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.